OK, now, China's bold gaming plan. In a move that's created headlines around the world, kids under 18 will be restricted to, wait for it, just 3 hours screen time a week. But could it work here?
It's a war on video games and China's crackdown.
I think many parents would actually breathe a sigh of relief that they no longer have to be the video gaming police in their family.
Children under 18 can only play video games up to 3 hours a week on Friday, Saturday and Sunday between the hours of 8 and 9 p.m.
And they chuck a huge tantrum, you can kind of go, well, sorry, darling, it's not my fault, it's the government's.
But could it work here?
Well, this ban has been a long time coming. The Chinese government have been gradually winding down children's access to video games over the years with curfews and restrictions. And really, the Chinese government are trying to tame the beast that is video games.
Dr. Kim Lee is a child psychiatrist specialising in gaming addiction. He says we've got a gaming problem in this country and he's urging the Australian government to take action.
When I'm treating children with video gaming addiction, I'm seeing children who are refusing to go to school. They might be developing depression or anxiety. They might be violent towards their parents, spending thousands and thousands of dollars of their parents' credit cards. And I'm seeing increasingly more children with physical complications and side effects of playing video games, whether it's eyesight, head and neck pain, headaches, or even collapse.
Approximately 4 to 10% of Australians have problematic gaming behaviour. A report by the Australian Government Department of Health found about 4% of all teenagers are addicted to gaming. That's an estimated 78,000 Australian adolescents.
When it comes to addiction, we're talking about at least 40 hours per week. It's literally a full-time job for these gamers.
China has military-style boot camps for gaming addicts. In Australia, the pressure's on parents, like mum of 3, Katie Jackson Park.
How would your kids feel about a gaming ban?
Well, they'd probably cry for about 3 hours.
Katie says she sees the good and bad in gaming.
Especially during lockdown, technology has been so important for children, given that it's the only access to talk to their friends and socialise.
The population of Chinese went into, I would say, a frenetic social media exercise. There was a lot of shock and disbelief, and there were, conversations about how to circumvent the rules.
Professor of Communication and Media at Bond University, Jeff Brand, has been researching gaming in Australia for 16 years. He believes a ban would be disastrous.
And we make educational games in Australia. If the rule is so blunt as just to say all video games are limited to 3 hours a week and only on weekends, at a start, educational games would be eliminated. Most science tells us that 1 or 2 hours a day of engaging in media activity is actually healthy because it helps us have conversations with others in our society.
Dr. Lee says he believes more can and should be done.
I think the Australian government need to really seriously consider regulating the gambling aspects of video games and making sure that there are more warning labels for video games when it comes to children, and educating families, parents and children on the potential dangers and harms of video games.
And I think
like many parents, Katie says she's experienced a tantrum or 10 over gaming, but she feels she's finally struck the right balance at home.
What's your advice for parents?
Something really important that I do is that you always give them an end time. So you say, okay, you can have 1 hour and at 8 o'clock it's all off. If you don't do that, then you're going to get huge pushback from the child, tantrums, door slamming. You're the worst parent in the world.
A badge of honour Katie admits she occasionally wears.
You're not the best parent until you're the worst parent in the world, really.
My advice would be to hold back on buying the latest technology, because the latest technology is designed to be seamlessly addictive and to make them use the device for as long as possible.
Yeah, that ban wouldn't work with my kids. Good luck policing that at home, mums and dads.